Go fish.
Lou, it's not... Hey, it's not how you play fish. Been playing for like 3 hours. You should probably take one card. Take 3 cards. Did you get a match? No, Lou, pump your fucking brakes. Lou, this is not a good idea.
Robbery.
Lou, you're a wolf.
Cop.
WolfCop is a superhero comedy horror film released on June 6, 2014. The film was written and directed by Lowell Dean, and it stars Leo Fafard, Amy Matizio, Jonathan Cherry, Sarah Lind, and Jesse Moss. I don't know how much of an explanation you're expecting for this one. With a premise built on a small-town cop who's a werewolf, boasting a cast of music video and Hallmark Channel extras, and a theatrical release that never made it past Dog River, it stands to reason that this one's gonna read like an open book. But since we're always willing to let the people in the back shoot their shot, we're gonna humor them when we ask, what kind of movie are we in for? And just how much of my brain do you expect me to bring to the viewing party? In this review, we're inviting our friends Jack and Morgan to a cinematic experience the likes of which you have never seen. The story begins in that town you make a point of avoiding on your road trips, where we are introduced to a guy who pretends to be a backwater town cop as an excuse to binge drink away the boredom of living in a backwater town. After receiving an injection of exposition at the local gun store, our badge-toting binge drinker goes for a walk in the woods and sees some pretty trippy shit before waking up and realizing he has to go to work. He arrives at a crime scene where he makes an effort to pretend he totally wasn't tearing up the town there last night, before proceeding to give himself some much-needed amnesia at the local bar. Before he can seal the deal with the bartender, though, he goes to the bathroom when he feels like something has gotten under his skin. When some upstanding patrons go to give him a good vibe check, he gives them a taste of their own medicine before running off into the woods and getting tranked by the gun store owner. After awakening to some light bondage, our hero does a research montage before locking himself in the police station and having the gun store owner monitor his condition as he transforms. Our hero transforms, and we learn that his supernatural power is amplified upon consuming liquor and liquor-based products. We've all been there, buddy. We've all been there. After sitting in a cell and struggling to play Go Fish with his weird paw hands, our hero finally decides the movie needs to start, and proceeds to thwart an armed robbery while the gun store owner rides shotgun. After taking a moment to make his own Batmobile out of his service car, the WolfCop takes part in a meth-fueled barn burning before making love to the tune of Not Careless Whisper with the bartender lady. But in a classic balls-to-the-wall twist, the bartender knocks out WolfCop before it is revealed that a cabal of shapeshifters are not only about to blood sacrifice our hero, but have secretly been running the town for centuries. But when all seems lost, WolfCop's coworker, who witnessed his abduction via security camera, comes in and helps him take out the shapeshifters and the gang that's protecting them. Though the WolfCop and his partner are badly beaten by their lizardy foes, the WolfCop looks deep inside of himself, realizing he hasn't given himself enough liver cirrhosis, before taking on and getting the better of the lizard man pretending to be his boss. We've all been there, buddy. We've all been there. In the final moments of the movie, WolfCop reverts to his human form, aiding his partner to the Wolfmobile, where they ride off into the frigid Saskatchewan sunset to lick their wounds, parch their lips, and wait to be called upon for a sequel. You know, this movie has the potential to be one of the best you'll ever watch, assuming you've never watched a movie before and don't watch a movie again after this. It's so close to being a total waste of time that less forgiving B-movie junkies will toss this torrent straight in the trash. But if you're kind-hearted enough to get to the back end of the movie finally manages to do everything right in the wrongest way possible. The pace of this movie is an unforgivable sin because it perfectly balances world-building exposition and balls-to-the-wall action. Right about now, most people will say, wait a tick, Isn't exposition a necessary evil in establishing the plot of your movie? Well, guess what? You're absolutely correct. But the issue is that you have to get exposited in a small town setting. I'm not talking boy meets girl and fall in love because horses kind of small town either. No. This is the small town where you stop in at the hotel on your way from Tuktiuk-Tuk to Timbuktu and wake up in a snowed-out canola field with no pants on and tied up by a ratchet strap. The first half of this movie plays like a daytime soap opera. If it were a soap opera about a town of people who haven't slept in 3 months and have been living on nothing but whiskey for twice as long. While it can sometimes be hilarious just how done with their own lives these people are, it doesn't take long before you get fed up with the boredom and start begging for something to friggin' happen already. Lucky for you, when the movie finally does take off, its stupidity does not disappoint. The practical effects carry this movie to unknowable heights in exactly the way you would hope a B-movie about a wolf cop would. The gore effects and their cornstarch-fueled glory absolutely kill scenes, like when Wolf Cop mows down henchmen with an After Effects Tommy gun spray, a lizard man spontaneously combusting after being shot, a very concrete answer to what happens when you transform while taking a leak. I am disgusted you felt the need to do this, but I am impressed with the effort you put into it. And the creme de la creme scene, Wolf Cop literally ripping a man's face off. One way or another, these scenes pretty much guarantee you'll be choking on your beverage of choice. Whether it is from shock or hilarity, I dare not say. The story of the movie is... Look, it's a movie about a fucking wolf cop. How much story do you need? See? It's a literal fucking wolf cop. 3 goddamn minutes worth. Bet you didn't see that coming. Starting to think I need to work on my wording. Point being, you don't need to know the characters' names. You don't need to worry about being blown away by expert martial arts choreography and special effects. You don't need to think about the throwaway lines and actions of side characters at the start of the movie ending up being consistent with the shapeshifter's plan to maintain control of the town without ever revealing themselves. Though to be honest, that actually was a pretty nice touch. Just sit back, relax, and watch this drunk loser turn into a drunk furry that's also Clint Eastwood and has enough livers to soak up whiskey like it's water. The writing and acting on display is funnily good considering the movie it ended up in. Like, make no mistake, it's not like good. Like the overlords of the Oscars probably won't pay it any mind. I mean, like, you probably won't even like it yourself, but you know what? Here.
What the fuck are you?
The flies.
That's what we need. Bunch of drunks with guns running around.
Very funny. I'll have you know I haven't fired mine in years.
Oh, sorry I'm late, Chief. I had to stop off at the brewery, do some investigating.
Can't believe I slept with a 200-year-old woman.
Who said I'm a woman?
See? It's not as bad as it could have been. And of course this movie wouldn't be complete without an obligatory original track at the end of the movie about how Wolf Cop is a thing that exists now and how you should totally be hyped up about it. You know the drill, people. Download it to your devices, play it on repeat, play it on your smart speaker, share it with everyone you know. Slow dance to it with your wife, slow dance to it with your girlfriend, slow dance to it with your husband. Get your entire polyamory family in on this action. The final rating for this fur-faced felon hunter is 4.5 out of 10. As far as B-movie bonanzas are concerned, it's a little too serious when it's serious. But thanks to some wacky gore action set pieces, super corny dialogue, and just enough coherent acting and storytelling to keep it tied together, you can't help but wish you had got to know this weird little tale just a little bit better. Hey. Don't threaten me with a good time. That's all we've got for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel it's worth the while, consider liking, sharing, or subscribing. And if there's a movie you want to see reviewed, leave your suggestions down in the comments. Also, if you're feeling especially generous, consider following me on Twitter @IUntrained for updates and other nonsense. There's plenty more to come, so if you care enough to return for it, then I'll see you when I see you.